It's so cool to have up. Alrighty. Welcome into, unfortunately, another episode of The Sideline. My name is Rishioza.
My name's Asher Hire.
The Broncos
Yeah.
refuse to win. They refuse to do anything correctly right now, is what it seems like. I've been giving Bo Nix the benefit of the doubt through the first 2 weeks, but I have a hard time putting this loss on anybody except him right now. Just looking through it, I don't know how else. I mean, the penalties are one thing, but he had his chances to win the game multiple times, uh, and it just completely fell through. I mean, we were texting this whole time. We knew something was going to happen. You can't have that many penalties and win a game. So
And it just felt so reminiscent of last week where it's like the Broncos in the second half dominate really throughout the whole half until like the very end of the game. Um, and then all of a sudden, bad defense, weird blitz calls by Vance Joseph, which that Amarion Hampton leak out looked exactly like the Jonathan Taylor leak out, just nobody on him. And we send a double mug blitz up the middle. They're at like the 50-yard line, so they have the whole field to work with. And we send a double mug up the middle, and nobody picks up the running back, and it's like a 11-yard gain for Hampton for a first down. Um, I don't know. It's the same story, bro. The defense just can't get like. I mean, there you can't put this on the defense because whatever they played well throughout most of the game, but then it's just these Vance Joseph defenses just crumble at the end of the game, and like it was so obvious. Yeah, we were texting back and forth that like the Broncos would go 3 and out on that after the Chargers touchdown. The Broncos would go 3 and out, and then the Chargers would go down and easily get into field goal range, which is what they did. And what the Colts would have easily got into field goal range if they didn't like run up the gut like three straight times, which is really weird at the
yeah,
end of the game. Um, I I don't know. This needs to like sit in for me. I can't really. It's hard to really like say
yeah.
stuff about
I
it right now.
I just quickly, just right before we start, I wrote down just some quick notes about the easy mistakes that Denver could have won, and I think if any of these don't happen, Denver wins. Um, Next to Mims in the first half, the overthrow on the flea flicker on that third down. That was the easiest touchdown of all time. He didn't have to throw it that far, and yet he still overthrew it. Next to Mims, uh, off of the fumble on the kickoff return coming out of the second half. That led them not scoring or led them getting a field goal and making it a one possession game rather than getting a touchdown, putting it as a full two possession game. Him to Sutton on um, on the last drive of the game. Again, did not need to throw it that far or that high, and it still would have been fine. The offensive pass interference on Franklin on second and goal from like the four, then it turns second and goal from the 15. Then that again, you have a chance to go up. I believe they would have gone up um, 24-13 instead it's 20-13.
Yeah.
Um, the face mask on Garrett Bowles on the RJ Harvey run on the sideline in the fourth quarter that pushed them back because then they get that fourth and like half an inch and they don't go for it for some reason. And then the personal foul at the very end on Funga, giving them a free 15 yards. Those are just the ones that I could think of off the top of my head. That if any of those don't happen, Denver probably wins or has a chance to win or at least gets the ball back at the end of the game.
Yep.
But like I don't blame them for the touchdown given up. That was a ridiculous play. Like that happens. But them even being able to be in that position was so avoidable in every single sense. And the Broncos, the defense, I think they're a little overrated at this point. I do. I think they play well in certain situations, but when the game is on the line, I literally cannot rely on them at all. You cannot rely on them to get a stop when it matters.
And is this something that like does Dre Greenlaw change all of this? He might, just because you go from maybe the worst linebacking core in the NFL to like one of the best just based off of that. Um, and obviously, so many of the defensive mistakes have been, running backs coming out of the backfield wide open receivers in the middle of the field. Like they convert on that Hufanga personal foul. That was a 3rd and 10, and they still got 11 yards off of that, and it was just like a simple hook route right at the first down line. I I don't think Vance is a good coach. I don't. I think there's a lot of talent on this defense that people didn't realize last year, and then they gave a lot of the credit to Joseph. Whereas I think it was more like the defensive players and the talent and Benito flying around the edge. Like Vance Joseph doesn't coach Benito to fly off the edge like he's Von Miller in 2015. Um, but what he does coach is all the blitzes he does. 70% of the time they blitz Daniel Jones. And in the first half this game, they were I thought it was good. I thought his play calling was good. They were dropping back into zone a lot. Like even there was even one play where they only sent 3, I remember, in the first half. I'm like, I never even seen that before out of Vance Joseph. But and they were playing well, but then they turn up the I like why? Why do they turn up the aggressiveness when the game gets late, when you've been able to get pressure with 4 guys? Um Anyways, and then there was one play he sent McMillan off the edge, wasn't even close, ends up in a wide open Keenan Allen first down. That was in the fourth quarter, and then obviously the double mug blitz for Hampton first down to keep that drive going late. Um,
Like it's
so
bad,
and then also the I was gonna say the penalties too.
yeah,
I mean,
that is. I mean, for having no penalties week one, maybe that was just because Tennessee sucks. Because now you go against two good teams and you get completely out coached and out physical. Like you got out muscled in 2 straight games, and that leads to you committing all of these stupid penalties. Like you can't win games like that. And yeah, it's good to get this bad play out early in the season, but this is, I mean, Sean Payton has been saying the whole offseason, he's hyping up the whole off. This is a team that can win the Super Bowl. This is a team that I think can make it. I've only thought that twice about other teams. And you can't come into every single game this unprepared. Like that cannot happen. I sent it to you earlier. Against Tennessee, Denver's offense was completely unprepared. They didn't know what they were doing. That was the worst game plan I've ever seen in my life. Week 2 against Indianapolis, the defense comes out completely unprepared. They give up 20 first half points. Yeah, they shored up in the second half, and it wasn't their fault they lost, but they had no idea how to guard Indianapolis in the first half. And then this week, the offense through the first 28 minutes of the game, they literally didn't look like they knew what they were doing. They didn't know how to block. The assignments were all off. Nix was missing easy throws. Their passes being dropped. The run game had like -7 yards in the first half.
that was
Like,
the issue really. I mean, it was just every single time it was 2nd and 10, and then
yeah,
3rd and 10, or there would be a. I mean, or there would just always be a penalty too, dude. Like, so I was writing down stuff in the first quarter, just stuff that I noticed. Benito offsides on the punt. That was
oh my
extremely
God.
lucky that we didn't allow any points. It was also a pass interference on Riley Moss, but because Justin Herbert threw the ball away, they didn't call it. But that happened on the same drive. Broncos first drive, a 3rd and 4. Kroll is just like what happened in the Colts game. It was Kroll again, I think, in the Colts game, where Nix and Kroll don't know where each other's going to be 4 or 5 yards down the field. And Nix missed a throw to Kroll, who was wide open for a first down, just as he did in the Colts game. There are also 2 good Mims punt returns in the first quarter that led to 0 points. There was a Troutman holding call that killed the first drive after Mims' good return, where he brought it out to near the 50, and then an immediate holding on Troutman pushes us back. It's 1st and 20, and we're back into our side of the field. And then in the second quarter, Troutman allowed a sack to Derwin James. He just whiffed on him, and then that play with RJ, it was like a 3rd and 12, and they were setting up a little like cross drag screen against man coverage. And if
Yeah.
Troutman had blocked, I think it's that Jefferson, who was like a
Mhm.
scout on the Ravens, he just
Yeah.
completely whiffed on him. And yeah, I mean, it's just stuff that is like like
easy. Like it's
I
basic
know
things that
it's just
should
like
not be
the
happening.
meat and potatoes of the team, of a football team, like just isn't there right now. It's the yeah, it's the dumb penalties. It's just a drop, a missed throw by 5 inches. I will say, like, I was really down. I was really mad after. I'm not as mad after this loss for some reason. Because I do think they played him pretty well. I think the play calling, yeah, it was the offense was extremely rough to start out, but obviously you should have had Mims for a touchdown with the flea flicker. You should have had Sutton to win the game just now.
Yeah,
And then you should have had Mims for another touchdown. It's like the offense, I think, between last week and half of the game this week, that's a game and a half of like pretty good offense, I would say. And I like that. And then I like how the defense looked. There was less blitzing in this game. It's just so painful that it ended like that. But you look at the schedule, it's not bad. It's not bad. Bengals should be like, come on, bro. If they don't win that
if
game,
that game is close, if that
yeah.
game is close, that's an issue.
People were treating the schedule like this stretch like it was really hard, but it's looking easier now with the Bengals, the Eagles, whatever. You can like chalk that up as a loss. But then this stretch of Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Texans now all of a sudden looks winnable. Raiders at home is winnable. Chiefs at home looks winnable. Um, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of your next 8 games where I would assume the Broncos are are favored in 7 out of the next 8. I would assume. Maybe they're not favorites at Houston. We'll see about that, but maybe they are. I don't know. But I mean, just losing both of these games, it really makes it so that you can't like mess up in this stretch you
No,
got coming.
they can't. And I agree with you. I think the offense, the play calling has not been bad. Like the play calling has been good. They have been scheming up great plays. Even on that Franklin OPI, that was like that was a touchdown. That just went straight
I
through his
was
hands.
that I don't even really think that was like, come on, bro. I know he
Yeah,
did
I
like,
thought it was within a yard. I don't know what the officials call it
yeah.
anymore because any sort of contact within a yard should be allowed on either side.
Dude, but the
I thought
illegal contact on Sertan was just so
I was
weird.
gonna bring that up.
And then
That one was really
when
soft.
when he went offsides, I was like, oh, thank God. And he went offense. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Offsides offense on
I don't
Troutman, and
even
then
think
they
he
go to
was
the.
offsides. I really don't even think he was
I
offside.
know. It's like, where do they even like what? I don't get it. Those are two plays that you see every time. That Sertan illegal contact was complete bullshit.
Yeah, I thought he got called for that one. That was really bad. Moss got called for a PI when he got uh, in the first half. Johnston like completely he caught a pass like way over him. It was the bobble. He got was down at the one. They called a PI on him, and he didn't even
Yeah,
touch him. I
yeah,
don't even
that
know
was weird.
where the contact would have been for PI on that. Speaking of Riley Moss, I thought he played fine coverage, but they need somebody else instead of him. They either need Chris Abrams Drain or Jade Barron to like really take a step up and be the actual number two. I think Moss is fine, but he cannot make plays. Like I don't he plays good coverage, but he doesn't complete the play. People will make catches over him. He'll miss a tackle. He won't force any like he doesn't make it hard on people to go at him. He gets targeted every single game. And he has to because Sertan's on the other side. But you have to make a play. That Johnson play, that should have been a deflection. The touchdown at the very end of Keenan Allen, that should have been a deflection. Like he's not playing bad coverage, but he's not doing anything with it.
Yeah,
And like they need someone who's gonna actually go make a play. So I don't know if
and
you
it,
make a
it
trade. I
it's
don't know if you start switching some stuff up, but
it's weird because yeah, it's like when the ball is in the air, he just has no idea what he's doing. But he had 11 interceptions in college, and he had 3 pick sixes. Like his whole thing was like causing turnovers in college. And the play that he made where he tipped it up, and I think was it Brandon Jones that picked it off? I can't really remember, but I think Brandon
yeah,
Jones had
yeah,
the interception. Like that was a playmaking
that was good. That's good.
play.
Yeah,
But it is just so hit or miss with Moss, and like I just feel like late in a game and a team like chucks it up 60 yards, it's just like, oh man, like is Moss gonna make a pass interference penalty right here? Like you never know.
You just know that they're gonna go at him in big situations too, because you're not gonna go at Sertan. Like teams like Indianapolis went at Sertan last week, and I thought Sertan did a good job last. Like he got extremely unlucky with his coverage last week. But like people will go at Moss because they can't go at anybody else. He just has to be able to make a play. I will, yeah. The tip interception was good. That's another thing. You get an interception and the offense does absolutely nothing with it. They forced two turnovers and they came up with 3 points out of it. Like that's, but I think they need somebody else in place of Riley Moss, or Riley Moss has to start making plays. I don't know. Maybe it's just bad luck to start the season, or I don't know. But because he's in the right position, he's doing everything correctly, but he can't actually make the stop. He's gonna get targeted. It's gonna happen. Um, and I think the theme for this first 3 games of the season just comes down to this is not a well coached team right now. Everything that we've been talking about is coming down to they're not making the plays that they have to, right? Situationally, they're offensive situationally awful. Special team situation awful. Defense special situationally awful. They commit stupid penalties all the time. They can't. They're not prepared. Either unit is not prepared in every single game so far. Like it, that is on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And they've gotten better. They like the coaching has gotten better throughout the game because there have been plays that have been there for the offense to make. But
It's
this is
also
not a well
like
coached team.
it's
It's not a
also
good team
just
right now.
the situational decision making by Peyton too, that like that he's just had a lot of mistakes, and I'm kind of he had one against the Colts. I'm kind of forgetting what that whole he had some decision, right, that he could have made in late
Yeah,
in the Colts
he like
game.
they like called an aggressive field goal block
Oh,
on the
well,
60
yeah,
yarder.
yeah.
And the
Um,
timeouts. The timeouts was the other thing.
right, yeah, yeah, the timeout, yeah. And then today, like it's fourth and not even a yard, it's half a yard. Like just QB sneak it. It works every time. Just why not just QB sneak it, bro? Because even if you don't get it at that point, like at least you make the Chargers score quickly, and then you can get the ball back.
Yeah.
Um, it is signs of a poor coach team, which is a bad sign. Like moving forward, because the
Mhm.
penalties is all like head coaching in my opinion. Like you just the undisciplined teams are usually bad and usually get flagged the most. And I don't know, it's just a bad sign. But they're the thing with these penalties though, they're not. At least it's not like a holding call and a illegal motion and then a false start. It's not like bad offense. It's just like weird stuff. It's like why are you
It
lighting up in the neutral zone twice?
yeah.
Like how are you why are you grabbing his face mask as an offensive lineman? Like it's just weird stuff. But at least it's not like I don't know, like
It's not like technique things.
right, that's what I'm trying to, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
the it's just I don't know, maybe that's a player issue then if they're just not smart. I don't know.
like the
But like
Hufanga
it's that
penalty.
it's like procedure stuff,
Right.
which also goes back to coaching. Like that's another coaching
Yeah.
issue. But I just like yeah, it's just and these like they're in these games without the penalty, like with the penalties. Like they're in the game. They are in position to win the game without with the penalties. And the defense has done such a good job so far this season. I think in just giving the offense opportunities, and they just cannot convert. And it sucks because Bo had such a good year last season, but it really looks like he's taking a step back. And I spoke on this so much last season. His footwork was awful to start the season. His
Yeah.
footwork was horrible. He was pointed like the wrong direction. He was moving the entire time. He had happy feet in the pocket the whole time. I was like, hey, he's a rookie. It's his first few games. We'll figure it out. And he did. He got way better with his footwork towards the end of the year. I thought that was going to be fixed now, but it's still not. He still throws moving forward so often. When he sets his feet, he's fine. But on that touchdown miss to Mims in the first half, he doesn't have to move. I don't know what he's doing running forward with like just set your feet and throw the freaking ball and it's a touchdown. And that's like it's just I don't know, maybe he got a little too arrogant in the offseason and he hasn't been doing as much because he's been inaccurate, he's making poor decisions. He's using his legs more over the last couple of games, which I like, but it's hard to point to anybody except him as to why Denver, like as the main reason, they left 20 points at least on the board because of his mistakes. So
Yeah. It just feels rushed with him, like a lot of the times. Like he just gotta relax, man. And he's still young, and he's still got a crazy arm, and his ability to escape sacks is, I think, the best in the. I've never seen
yeah,
anybody like that, dude. He literally
yeah,
he took 2 sacks today, but before today, he had only been sacked once the entire season. And just the way that he maneuvers around to like dot, it's weird. He doesn't subtly move at all, which is bad, and which is the reason why his feet aren't ever set. He doesn't like subtly like move in the pocket, like, okay, let me make him miss like this, and then but like not really move around a lot. It's like a big juke with him, and the ball swings
yeah,
over here when he jukes and stuff, and then it's just a lot to get everything back straight. Whereas like someone like Tom Brady or Matt Stafford, or they're just so good at like dancing around in the pocket, but
yeah,
always like their feet always being square. Nick's is always just trying to. I don't think it's doing too much because he is like evading the tacklers and stuff, but it is like too chaotic. And I wonder if sacrificing like some sacks and because he's trying to get his feet set, like wouldn't be a bad thing. Um, but I don't know. He feels very like kind of
he's jumpy.
Josh Allen lit like in his first like year. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's just it's just more because like the reason you take him that early, the reason why you're high on him coming out of college is because of the experience. Is because
I know.
he
That's
played
like
so
what's
much, he
weird.
figured so much
I
out,
know. It's
and
like
it doesn't
That's
look like
why he has a shorter leash is because he's 25 years old. Like
yeah,
if this was somebody who was 21 or 22, um, like I would have full faith in him, and I think I still do have faith in Knicks, but it is just like wow, I guess. But then you like maybe it's just a thing that he starts off the season poorly and then he relaxes and settles down throughout the season. We'll see. Um, I mean, it's not over, man. We have 2 losses. Like
yeah, like
it's
that's
only
like it's
2.
early in the season. It's
Yeah,
early in the season, but this is a talented enough team to where they
right.
should easily be 3-0, and that's
That's
even
what's
with all the
painful.
stupid mistakes that they've made.
Yeah. Oh my god. I really thought we were gonna snag at least one of these games, man. Like against the
They
Colts.
should have.
But I don't
And
know. But
now
coming into each game, I thought the Colts could have beat us coming into the game last week,
yeah.
just the way they looked in week 1.
Mhm.
But I mean, all right, just think about it. Like the Colts look really, really good, bro. Like really good,
Yeah.
and we should have beat them. And then the Chargers looked like the best team in the NFL throughout 3 weeks, and we're right there to beat them at their home stadiums. Like still the floor of the team isn't like the floor of the team I think is
It's
still high.
I think this is still like a playoff team, but like you have an opportunity because
Right. It's just the
say
miss.
Bo,
Yeah.
it's just missed opportunity, and say Bo has like a really good rest of his season, and you know he propels and he goes forward this year, and he's really really good. He's really good next season. This should be the year where you win a playoff game. You make a run. You do something to make you believe that hey, we can go buy next season. You go buy and do stuff. And you can do that because you have a quarterback who you believe can win a Super Bowl with still on a rookie contract. And so you can make moves around the team until you have to pay him one of these 50, $60 million deals. But I don't know if that's going to be like you have to be able to see that and you have to be able to take advantage of the opportunities when you get them. And they're just not. They haven't done it this season. I agree with you. Like it's not over. It's 3 games in. Denver was in this exact position last year. They were 1-2 after 3 games last season, um, with 2 ugly performances and a really good one against Tampa Bay. Like right now, I think they have one really good performance and 2 ugly ones. I thought today was ugly. I thought Tennessee was ugly, and Indianapolis was. I thought it was a really good performance. But they just have to take advantage of these opportunities. The AFC is there, and now you're so far behind the 8 ball in the division as well. The Chargers are 3-0 in the division already.
I know.
They have a 3 game lead on you in the division immediately, and that's just like it's going to be almost impossible to be able to catch up with them now if they just continue on. Like right, like even if they go 1 game over 500 the rest of the season, they're going to be what 11-5, 11-6. Like
Yeah, yeah. I think there's some. I don't know. Just watching this game and then like I don't know, they really flustered the Raiders, but I still think this team can be like exposed a little bit, and with these injuries starting to add up for them, like
yeah, yeah.
that's pretty big. No Najee, who is their most consistent runner really throughout for the
Mhm.
first 3 weeks. Maybe Hampton gets better now, but it's just like, now you have to rely on Hassan, uh, not Reddick, whatever
Haskins.
his name is, Haskins,
Yeah,
um, as your backup, and then you have 2 backup O linemen. You don't know how long that's going to last, but you go at the New York Giants next week, who we know their defensive line that can be scary. And then I think you can run against the defense for sure. Obviously, no Khalil Mack. Too like just the middle of their defense
yeah.
isn't that like that good. Um, but I mean, they're solid for sure. But at least there is still another head-to-head game. That week 18 at Denver is going to be crazy. Maybe.
That's gonna be huge. I
Um,
mean, that could be for the division for all we know.
yeah.
Um,
But it's like
and that's
they
good to
still
get
have
it
to
out
play
early.
the Eagles.
Yeah, like it's still early.
Yeah.
Chargers do look good. Like and again, the big thing is they look well coached. Like that's the thing that I'm
Oh
really
my
impressed with.
dude, that
They
was
look
the other thing. They
so
never
well
got
coached.
called for penalties. It's like, oh my god,
They had a
never.
couple holdings. That was it. They had a couple holdings, and that was it. They knew exactly what to do situationally. The defense was flying around. I was really impressed with the defense. They looked fast. The D line looked really, really good. You really didn't really notice that Khalil Mack wasn't there. I thought their pass rush was pretty non-existent. But even then, like they pressured Bo. Bo was just excellent at getting out of it.
That Tui
But
Pelotu guy is pretty good.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
Tuipulotu, he's good.
and then I mean, dude, Derwin James looks
Woo,
unreal.
was everywhere.
Like this year, I feel like he was kind of like down last year and the year before that a little bit, but I mean, he looks like the best he's ever been right now.
Yeah, he looks incredible. I mean, even like Benjamin St. Juice in Washington,
Oh my
people were acting like he was the worst corner of all time. He played good in it. Like he played really good. He had a couple of pass deflections. He played solid.
But
Targeting skills was
that was
rookie last
another
year.
just inaccurate Knicks throw. I think that one that
Yeah,
St. Juice broke up against Sutton on the sideline. Um, yeah,
like they look good. And but the thing is, like you mentioned the injuries, and that could definitely be a factor going forward, especially against a team like New York with how good of a D line they have. But they still like held their own. I mean, even after all those injuries, I mean, Herbert was still standing in there. Like they were still like the pressure didn't look like it was any different than when it was when Mekhi Becton was in. Um, like it still looked okay, which is what I'm which is it's a good sign for the Chargers, but who knows what it'll look like going forward. Uh, but I mean, they look good. Like, they look good. I think they needed another like playmaker. And this is something that actually like really pissed me off. That whoever the Gadsden, that tight end
oh
who's
my god,
catching
he wasn't even
everything,
playing. Yeah,
he's some practice squad tight end that they just pulled up because Will
yeah,
Dissly was out, and he's a better receiver than Denver's had a tight end since Julius Thomas. Anyone that like literally anybody who's come through since Julius Thomas, and he's automatically done. Like how Denver has had like quarterback, tight end, and inside linebacker since the Super Bowl team. They literally have not been able to find anybody remotely decent at those
yeah.
positions. It makes no
Well,
sense.
between
And
last week and this week, the amount of catches that are like a millimeter off the ground, dude, like there were like three last week, and I feel like they were all on
yeah,
Sertan, where the ball, I'm like, how is that even possible? The ball is this far off the ground, and it kept happening in this game too. It was like,
yeah,
even Marion Hampton's like, uh, a couple of his catches, I feel like were like right down next to the
yeah,
ground when there
yeah,
was a defender all over, and I'm like, he really caught that? And it's like a 5 yard gain, and it's a good chunk of yards.
yeah. It's. I do think Denver has gotten unlucky, which is not like I think Riley Moss. I just ragged on him for 5 minutes, but I think he has gotten unlucky. Like he's played good coverage, but he just hasn't been making the play.
Yeah,
But we'll see. I don't know how much Dre Greenlaw is going to fix, if I'm being quite honest. I don't know how much of the issue, like, I don't trust the linebackers, but I don't know how much of a problem they were today. I think they were fine. Cernad was good. I didn't really see any issues with him. Singleton is just 32 years old coming off an ACL, like he's going to miss plays. So you obviously want to replace that, but I don't know how much Dre Greenlaw is going to fix in terms of situational stuff where it's like teams know what they can do. Like if Denver is not getting pressure, the rest of the team is not fast enough to cover for long enough in man to where they can make an incomplete pass or anything like that. Like they're just not fast enough. That's the biggest issue that I think they still have with the team. And Dre Greenlaw is hurt now, but he also has played like 40 snaps since tearing his Achilles. Like he's gonna need time to ramp up and get up to full speed.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so like I don't know how much he's gonna fix with that. Like his bright spots, Nick Bonito, like he looks so good. He literally looks like Von Miller. I mean, it's insane. He looks so good. The run game, he's been great. He was going against Joe Alt for almost every single one of his reps, and he was getting in the
Yeah.
backfield pretty
Yeah.
consistently. Like he looked incredible. Cooper looked really good. Franklin Myers looked really good. I thought Sertan had
Dude,
a bounce back game.
I,
He
I'm
let up a couple catches,
I
but
feel
he
like
looked good.
I haven't heard of from Zach Allen this year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe it's because teams are like noticing, they're double teaming him. But he had some pressures, he had some hits in the run game. It's been like he hasn't made that much of a difference in the run game.
Dude, that I want
He,
to say, yeah, we haven't really hit on that as like the run defense of the Broncos, but between last week, yeah, even Tony Pollard I think had 92 yards on the ground against us in week 1.
yeah,
Um And then this week, I know Hampton averaged like less than 4 yards per carry, but Najee was running. I mean, every time it was like
yeah,
6 yards, 6 yards straight through. I mean, it would reach the linebacker level every single time. Um, that's concerning, dude. Like that was one thing that wasn't addressed in the offseason was another like interior just
yeah,
it doesn't even have to be like some super skilled guy, just a big like man eater. Other than DJ Jones is there's no one really like that, right?
yeah.
Like
I mean,
John
they have
Franklin
Malcolm Roach.
Myers.
Like Malcolm Roach
Well,
is there, but he's still hurt, so he's still
yeah,
coming back.
true.
But I agree. I do think they need another one of
Like
those. I've been saying that for like 5 years.
Franklin Myers and Allen are not like defensive tackle type. They're like DNs.
Yeah, they're
Um,
in. Yeah,
And so I don't know, like running straight up the gut has kind of been concerning. I feel like, and then obviously on top of that, the if you like, you can easily get past the linebacking level right now. You can just run around them, and then
yeah,
all of a sudden, Sertan has ends up with 10 tackles like he did against the Colts. Um,
yeah. It's not good. Like I think they said a stat early in this game where it's like Hufanga has had double-digit tackles through the first 2 games, and I'm like, that's not good. Your safeties and DBs should not be having this many tackles. It just shows that your D line and your linebackers aren't making the stops when they have. If they're getting that high that often, that's an issue. Yeah, I've been saying they just need like just some giant dude. They just need a fat guy in the middle, like just legitimately. I'm not trying to be like they just need a big dude in the middle. They
yeah,
needed a Tavondre Sweat. They needed a Jeffrey Simmons, like someone who's just. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons is like an All Pro level guy, but just Tavondre Sweat's like a rotational defensive tackle, but he's just ginormous. Like, just get someone like that. That kid on the Bucks who they're trying to get in shape. Just throw him on a treadmill in Denver for 2 weeks. That should work.
Desmond
That should
Watson.
help a little
Yeah.
bit. But
Man.
I don't know. I don't know how much more they can fix with it. But I do like I think they addressed the issues that they had last year, right? The linebacking core was an issue they had last year, and they didn't have a tight end who could help last year. But they didn't have any contingencies behind those, right? Like Evan Ingram, you knew he was going to get hurt. You knew that was something that could happen. He gets hurt. Even when he was healthy, he was pretty much non-existent in the plans. And Dre Greenlaw, you knew that he probably wasn't going to be healthy to start the season anyway. And there was no one drafted, no one signed, nobody. Um, and I do think a lot of it goes back to the draft. I really do think they were going to take Emeka Ibuka at pick 20 or 21, whenever they were. But
Dude,
the Bucks screwed it all up, so they were forced to kind
I
of just take the best player on the board. But
I wanna I don't know, dude. This pick it was always a weird one to me, honestly, and it
mhm,
hasn't like done anything really. I feel like in the first 3 weeks, it was just in the first round. I just don't like a rotational slot
yeah,
corner who's 5'11" and not like very explosive. In the first round, man, when you're trying to build up Bo Nix and this offense and oh, I like the receivers we have, and they're a short Marvin Mims and like Troy Franklin, who are both unproven completely. Um, and Sutton, who's, I mean, I don't know if he's a top 10 like wide receiver one. It's not like he's outstanding. Like if you had a superstar wide receiver one and you had Marvin Mims and Franklin, then like yeah, I guess you wouldn't have to spend one. But I don't know. I just wanted more like boom, and like I know that's the reason you get Harvey, but then it's like what, you give him 5 touches this game in
he
week
barely
3?
he barely played. He barely played. Yeah, I they need another playmaker on offense, and I agree with you on Sutton. Like I think he's really good. He's improved a lot, especially after the ACL. I mean, he was like a yak guy after the ACL, and it's taken him a while to get back to that level now. But I think he's much better suited as like a wide receiver too. Like he's much better suited in like a T Higgins role than he
Right,
is
right.
in the Jamar Chase role, which is what he is now. So he's forced to be in right now. So they need another playmaker. Um, I really, it really sucks that they couldn't get a Ibuka. I really think he was their guy that they were going to take. And I think that screwed up their draft strategy because they just were like, oh, we'll just take whoever's the best on the board. Ah, screw it. But that's not a need. Like corner was not a need. You have the defensive player of the year at
Right.
corner. If you really have that much confidence in Riley Moss, you have him there. And Barron was a nickel in college, and Macmillan's one of the better nickels in the league. I know he's not perfect, but he's there. Like you have guys who are already proven at every single spot. And even so Chris Abrams-Drain played great in replacement of Riley Moss when he came in. And I look at how Jihad Campbell looks on the Eagles right now, and I'm like, that's a guy Denver could have gotten right there.
Yeah. Or
That's like,
dude, like Carson Schwessinger's had an
oh,
insane
Schlesinger, yeah, yeah.
first couple weeks.
It's yeah. I really don't. This has not been the greatest off season. I do think a lot of it is bad luck because of the injuries. Like you can't control that. And I think George Payton has had horrible luck with injuries in pretty much all of his free agency signings. Uh, but maybe just doesn't know how to do free agency. I don't know. I don't know what I like. That's a lot of these go back to the offseason how they handled it. I did not think they. I don't think they did enough to actually uh, substantially improve on last season. Like I think this can be an 11-win team this year, but the way they were acting, the way they were talking, the way that Sean Payton was hyping everything up, it seemed like they were. He thinks they're a 13-win team right now, which I don't think they're anything close to that.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I'm trying to look at like Alvin Kamara's stats, like how, because I think he's like extremely similar to RJ Harvey's situation where Mark Ingram was there just like J.K. Dobbins, and you take a running back in the draft. He had like 120. I'm trying to do the math. He had 120 carries throughout the season. RJ Harvey has had, well, like 20 something probably.
That
11,
Probably
dude.
less than that. Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh
probably
my
less than
god.
that.
Um, all right, how do you have 11? That's crazy, bro. Because
That's actually not.
I just
That's
don't
way too.
understand. Like his 50-yard run against the Titans was amazing. I thought that was going to be like, all right, just let him go. And like Dobbins has been good. He has been good for like one drive out of the whole game. He's good. And then the rest of the game he's just kind of like there. But um, I don't know. It just like how he had a great that one with the Troutman weird offside penalty. That was crazy how he got
Yeah.
RJ Harvey got that first down. It's like how are you not getting him the ball more? But anyways, okay. Kamara 120 attempts in 16 games. It's like 7.5 attempts a game. I mean,
Oh
maybe
man, he's so far
maybe
behind.
Peyton just doesn't like use him at all. Use rookie running backs when they draft them. I don't know.
Yes, I don't know. Yeah, they need to use him more. But I do like. I'll give him a pass on today because the run game was like they couldn't do it. Like they had to throw a lot in the second half or in the first half. Second half was different, but like Dobbins did all that work on the first drive. Like you have to keep going to him. I thought he was good in the second half, but I just, but yeah, the personnel issues on the team are still pretty. I think it's insane. Like they had all this offseason work, but I still feel like they have the exact same issue that they had last year. I think safety is the one thing they got short of. I think Hufanga is much better than PJ Lock, but I think that's it. I think that is the only like move that has paid dividends through 3 weeks so far, which is unfortunate because you gave a lot of money to Dre Greenlaw and you didn't
Yeah.
address tight end in one of the deepest tight end classes that I have ever seen. You don't take a single one. You take one. You take a guy who played basketball instead of taking somebody else, and then you cut him. I don't even know if he's on the practice squad anymore. So yeah, I don't like.
Yeah.
I think it's unfortunate. I think they were a little too arrogant in the offseason. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. And then like all the Super Bowl talk, and they really like throughout last season really didn't beat many teams that were very good.
No.
And they haven't beat a good team yet this season. They've had chances. I mean, they've been really close, but 2-8 in their last 10 one-score games. Haven't beat a good opponent really. That's just not a good, you know, recipe at this stage. And all teams have to grow. And this whole thing's not over. And we're gonna be free of the whole Russell Wilson money situation next offseason.
Mhm.
Um, so I mean, really, I mean, this whole whatever we have years to go, but
Yeah,
it is just disappointing because, man,
but I mean, you never know how quick that window can
I know that's the
shut.
thing. Yeah,
Like you had the door was open. I think after last year, you saw the formula that you could win with, uh, but you needed to improve at a couple spots, and I don't think they made any significant upgrades to where they needed to make those upgrades, and that's an issue. But yeah, I like they have time. I just don't think this team knows how to play when they're up. I think that's another situational coaching thing. Like
yeah,
they don't know how to play when they're in the lead. They get really tight. Offense changes a lot, um, and I just don't think they know how to play when they're in the lead. I thought last week they got really conservative with how they played in the second half after they built the lead. The interception from Bo was rough, but it did get tipped, and Sutton was open. It was just a bad throw. But like this game, everything was there for Bo. He just missed the throws, and the penalties made it a little more difficult. So I'll chalk it up one to Sean, one to Bo for these first two losses. So we'll see. Like there's
and Will
time,
Lutz still Will
and
Lutz here over
Will
here.
Lutz and Sean get equal blame, I think,
Yeah,
for last week. Oh my God, I'm still so mad. That's not. I've been texting my friends. I'm like, whatever the Bills decide to do, if they whenever Tyler Bass is back, if they just keep him, then just sign Matt Prater. Or if they decide to keep Matt Prater for the rest of the season and release Tyler Bass, go sign Tyler Bass. Like I think Younghoe Koo is an interesting option, but he
Mhm.
also has been really bad, and he's just
Yeah.
not been good.
And he's been kicking, I don't know about the indoors, kicking indoors for his
Yeah,
past like however long.
yeah. Like
Um,
there's issues with him as well. Tyler Bass is an outdoor kicker, cold weather kicker. Get him an altitude, maybe that'll work. Prater already knows this area, maybe that'll work. I don't know.
Kicker is such
Just
an annoying
someone who has
position.
confidence, someone who has a leg. Someone who
I
has a
feel
leg.
like somehow teams get like organizations like are either really good or really bad at finding kickers. It's weird. But then the Broncos are like in between though. It's like McManus
Yeah,
wasn't really good, but he wasn't bad, and he was there for a long time. But then you have teams like the Cowboys who go from Dan Martin, right? Wasn't that his name? I think, or
Dan Bailey.
Dan Bailey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then now they have Brandon Aubrey, and then like the Chiefs had a good kicker, Colquitt before Bucker,
Uh,
and then like the Lions, Matt Prater. I mean, it's like teams have been they're like either historically really good or really bad at finding kickers, but the Broncos seem to like just keep rolling with the. I mean, McManus would always make me uncomfortable. I don't know, and same with
McManus,
Lutz.
baby uncle. McManus was the worst kicker I've ever seen in the year before the Super Bowl. Like that was actually her. Like they
Oh
had to
yeah.
sign Connor Barth,
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah,
who was pretty much Will Lutz. Like he was automatic
yeah,
inside 40, but you put him outside of 40, and he looked like a high schooler. But then McManus was really good the Super Bowl season. That's the thing. Like Denver has had actually a really good history of kickers, like Jason Elam to Matt Prater to McManus. Like
yeah.
that's a
No,
solid
I know.
stretch for like
That's
20
that's
years
true.
of like good kicking. But since I would probably say like since 2019, I want to say McManus wasn't really all that great, and yeah, they've struggled to find anybody since then. Remember the Brett Maher preseason thing? Like they tried to get him before Will
Yep.
Lutz.
Yeah.
And that was an issue. I don't know. Yeah, special teams for Peyton being like a special teams guy, it's not nearly good enough. And for how much praise Vance Joseph gets, the defense is not nearly good enough. And I want to say this: the offensive line, I believe, is not nearly as good as everyone says they are.
I agree. I agree.
I think they're like graded highest run blocking, pass blocking, whatever. Uh, Run blocking, maybe I don't know, but the pass blocking, I think I think both. The pass blocking I think is boosted because Bo doesn't take sacks. He's good at evading pressure. And run blocking, I don't know how they're even high up because they sucked last year,
I know.
and they're not after that. I mean, they're better this year. But that also could be because they have better running backs.
Yeah, I think it's just the better running backs. Like,
But like I think
I
McGlinchey's
mean,
not
that first half
good.
was just like
It was
nothing.
the worst. It was like the worst run blocking I've ever seen in my life. I literally they would get the ball and they would get hit instantly.
Yeah,
But I think Ben Powers is not good. I don't think I think McGlinchey is hit or miss. He's short up on the penalties. I remember he was like false starting or holding like every 7 seconds when he first signed. He's been good since then.
yeah.
Um, Bowles is fine. Miners has not been that great this season, but I know that he can be. And Wattenberg, they definitely need to upgrade from him. Like they need someone else. So there's at least three positions where it's like, like that's not good. So those are my thoughts. The pessimistic following another annoying one possession loss, but uh, still
Early.
potential for this to be a good team.
It's still like it's still like the foundation of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think I mean the pass rush is going to be consistent throughout the whole season. Will Vance Joseph? I mean that's really just the key. I think is Vance Joseph. Like, what is he gonna? How is he gonna call this season? Because I'm scared. I really think he called this game well for most of the game. I think he called overall a good game because like these types of receivers like Lad McConkey, Zay Flowers had his career high, or then career high before the Buffalo Week 1 against us. Um, Josh Downs has always played well against us. Like these twitchy, fast guys, maybe Maybe that's why they got Jahdae Barron, because they just want to play man blitz every single time and man up everybody, and so they try to get the best slot corner
Yeah,
in the draft. But like, if you're gonna do that, you're exposing yourself to good offensive coordinators who know how to scheme up easy plays against man, to good quarterbacks who know how to identify pressure, um, and get the ball out quickly, like Justin Herbert. Um, and it was just a bad. It just mind boggled me what they did against Daniel Jones, blitzing him 53% of. They said 70% of all
I bet
dropbacks on the
seven. Yeah,
broadcast. But I think it was 53% of third down, or of all.
yeah.
I don't even know, something like that. They ran a man blitz, like literally like they're playing like mid blitz in Madden, like they're just like cheesing with mid blitz.
It just makes it
And
easy. Like you don't have
I
you're not
know,
forcing the quarterback to make a read.
and
Like
that
you just
hasn't that
know
kind of been like Daniel Jones's like thing, like he's
it's
prone to interception. So then, okay, let's just leave Josh Downs and Tyler Warren and Jonathan Taylor wide open because we're blitzing. Like, why? I just don't understand the aggressiveness, and I think he dialed it back this game. I hope the loss doesn't make him like think that it was like a, oh, I need to change up my stuff because we lost. But
no.
I like,
I mean, you give up 23 points. Like you should be able to win with 23 points. Like it's not because of the defense that they lost. And I do agree. Like I think they drop back in the zone way more. But I don't like Denver's not that's an issue. Like they're really good when they can get pressure on the quarterback with blitzes. They're very good because the secondary has to cover for 2 to 3 seconds. The routes are barely developing, and they're going to be there. Like they have to run quick routes, so you're not going to get beat, over the top or anything. So you're going to be fine. But when they don't get pressure, is when it's the problem because they're not fast enough to cover long enough to 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 keep them from getting open. But the other thing is they're not a good soft coverage team. And I think like that third down where Johnston somehow got the first, like it was like 3rd and 10, they threw like 6 yards short of the sticks and still somehow got it. I think it's so like they're not a good soft coverage team because they don't like rally around the ball. It's all like one-on-one tackles is how they make is how everything works. And I think they play too soft of coverage when that happens. So like they have to change like their whole philosophy mid-season, which is a little difficult. But I don't know if that's again like I don't know if that's gonna how that'll how that's even possible to change.
we'll see against. I'm intrigued with this Philly game because I feel like a team like this could also be another weakness for the Broncos, as a team that is so powerful and you can just beat them up
Yeah,
the gut every single time, or because Philly is so like simple on offense where they don't really run like complicated stuff. It's just like they just hand it off to Saquon and they just say like, oh, like we're better than you, or just throw jump balls to AJ Brown. Like, will the
yeah,
simplicity of that Philly offense like make them more susceptible to all these blitzes and stuff, or is that just going to be a really bad matchup because I don't know, Hurts is just going to be like, oh, here comes the blitz. Let me just throw it up to AJ Brown, who's one on one against Riley Moss. Like, oh
yeah,
shit. Or
yeah,
you just run it up the gut with Saquon. I think that's a tough matchup. Um, but that I'm intrigued though, I guess, to see how they do against a team like that, because I feel like they haven't really played a team that's all really power. LA, the Chargers really were the most like power team, but not really this year. Herbert's throwing the ball so much this year, so
yeah.
I don't know.
It's so funny. Greg Roman, I
I
don't know what
know.
happened. His philosophy completely has switched this year. I thought Herbert threw almost like 50 passes today. Like that does not happen with Herbert, and it's not like he had a crazy amount of yards either. Um, but yeah, Philly, I definitely worried about that because of the power. Because Denver, they're not fast, but they're also not big enough to stop teams that want to run it down your throat. And that's exactly what Philly does. I know that game's gonna piss me off so much. I can already see the tush
I
push
know. Oh my
just
god.
coming. Like, oh, that's gonna be awful. Um,
Oh,
but
dude,
that's a
I keep
oof.
sorry. I keep forgetting this Jets game is not like at home. I see versus and I think it's at home, but it's a London game.
Oh, that's the London game. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Does that
I
count
mean,
as a
come
home
on.
game?
What?
Does that count as a home game or is it a road
Yeah,
game?
it does. It does.
Oh, what? Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. And what? That's the week after Monday night, right?
Um,
No, I don't think
no.
so.
It's Monday night and then Philly and then the
Oh,
Jets,
okay,
Giants.
then no. Okay. Well, no, it says it counts as on ESPN. Jets are the bottom team.
Oh,
I think
really?
that counts as the road game.
Oh, maybe
I think it's a
maybe it
road game.
doesn't count. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I just counted it up.
Yeah,
Never mind, it doesn't count.
it's a road game. Yeah, okay. Yeah, bro. Next week, oh my God, next week better be the easiest game of all time. They
I
can't.
know.
There's no way.
I don't like how they just got blown out though. It just makes me think like, are they really gonna get blown out 2 times in a row? Like,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Uh,
all right, well,
we'll
I'm
see.
gonna watch this Chiefs game, I guess. Go
I need
Giants.
to decide. I have to go into work earlier tomorrow. I have to go in at like 9:45 instead of 1:45. So I need to
Mm.
know if I'm gonna go to the gym or if I just should go get food and then. So I'm not like tired, but I have to sleep in like 6 hours. I don't want to do that. Figuring out
Um, Probably the gym and then eat. Maybe.
gym and then eat. Yeah. Well, I need to eat something quick now. So, sorry. Then I'll go. Then I'll. Okay. All right. We have a plan. We have a plan. All right. Thanks for watching. We
All right.
will. I don't. Monday night. Next Monday. I don't know what my schedule is. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a normal one. But we'll try and get something in when we can. When we can.
All right.
All
Well,
righty.
I'm gonna be in. I won't be back in town until Monday. I'm going to Ohio State at Washington. It's gonna be
Oh, nice.
fire.
Nice.
But
That'll be a cool game.
yeah, I'll be there from Friday through Sunday.
Yeah, I love that.
Um,
That stadium, that Washington Stadium is so nice.
have you been there?
No, but I've seen all the pictures of
Oh
it. Like
yeah,
you said,
yeah,
right on the lake, right on the ocean, and just the way I just like the way it looks.
yeah.
I have not.
I'm kind of scared though. Ohio State's only 9.5 point favorites.
Washington looks
They,
good.
dude, they've Washington's won 22 straight home games.
Jesus, they look good. Like I mean, they
I know
blew out someone
their
this
running
week.
backs crazy.
Yeah, their running backs are
And
really good.
that
Yeah,
dude,
they blew out Washington
that
State.
that QB's from Phoenix.
Oh yeah, I saw him play last year. He's a true freshman, right, or something,
He was yeah.
or redshirt
Now he's a sophomore, I think.
sophomore. Okay, because he played because Washington was in the Sun Bowl last year against Louisville, and
Oh,
he was here in El Paso, so
oh,
I
nice.
saw him play. But I know he's good.
Yeah,
I
he
know he
is
is
good.
good.
He is good. All right. Well,
Undersized, he's good. We'll see what happens. If Denver does not win against Cincinnati, I am gonna do dangerous things. All right. Thanks for watching. See you on next one. Peace.
all right.